Channel 4, the local station. This is the Georgia-Florida Border Classic, presented by Baker Sports.
We welcome you to Brunswick, Georgia at Glenn County Stadium, ready for day 3 of the inaugural Georgia-Florida Border Classic as the defending state champions meet. First, it's the Fitzgerald Purple Hurricanes taking the field at Madison County, soon to come. A matchup you can only dream of this early in the season, but still plenty of action earlier this week at Glenn County Stadium. The first 2 days saw 4 great games between some of the best talent in North Florida and South Georgia. Each state, I should say, splitting the first 4 games. McIntosh County with a great ground game run away from West Nassau. Creekside with an impressive comeback in the second half under the rain. And then the defense dominated Friday's contest. University shuts down Charlton County, and Brunswick defeats Bowles 20-3. Our first of 3 today features the reigning state champions, like we mentioned, Fitzgerald and Madison County. Now let's bring you upstairs to the broadcast booth. Sean Salisbury joined by John Lawrence. And John, this is a matchup for 2 teams with title hopes once again to see where they stack up early in 2022.
Absolutely. Great tradition between both of these programs, and there's no reason to expect anything new or different today. I think this is the game of the weekend.
Yeah, easy to say that. And for the Purple Hurricanes, it's not just one guy who gets it done for them. They rely on a bevy of backs.
Look at this. Not running back by committee. It's running back by brigade. Look at all these guys. And look at the number of carries, but the yards per carry is impressive, too, behind a big O-line.
Averaging about 280 pounds on that line. 4 returning starters from last year's state championship team. Meanwhile, for Madison County, it's going to be their usual suspect in returning starter Jamie Hampton.
You are going to see so much speed on this team, and that young man there, he does it with his feet and growingly with his arm. He's going to be fun to watch today.
Both teams taking the field right now in Brunswick under the sun on a picture-perfect Saturday. We're ready for a primetime matchup between 2 of the best in the area. We'll take a quick timeout, come back with kickoff between Fitzgerald and Madison County. Kicking off here in Brunswick. Madison County puts it out of bounds, so you should expect great starting field position.
That's how eager they were to get started. They couldn't even wait for us. They just kicked the ball off, and that's not the way you want to start if you're the kicker.
Well, how about a gift early on for Madison County?
Yeah.
They blew the whistle there, like you said, a little eager. Ran up and punched the football, but they'll make Keani Nelson try it one more time. Calvin Tillman, one of the dangerous skill position players for the Purple Hurricanes, one of 2 back. That's what we're seeing a lot from these high school teams this week, is you want to keep it away from those dangerous return men.
There are a lot of dangerous folks on this Madison County team. Speed is going to be the name of the game today, and I think we'll see a lot of it. They're wide receivers as fast as you'll see, and their quarterback as well. So it's going to be fun to watch. Let's see if we can kick this one into the field of play.
Both these teams so eager with the anticipation of what both coaches are calling a matchup they see as a potential championship-type preview. Let's try it again as this angled kick goes towards Demetrius Brown, and once again goes out of bounds on the Purple Hurricane sideline.
He's got that kick down. Same place 2 times in a row. You know, Sean, this is just such a great game between 2 teams with such great tradition. Both of them undefeated on the season. I think the interesting thing will be to watch Fitzgerald. How do they come out in this game? They've gotten way behind in both of their first 2 out of their first 3 games this year, and it's going to be interesting to see what kind of a start they can get against Madison County.
Yeah, already had 2 comebacks of more than 2 touchdowns.
That's right.
6-year head coach Tucker Pruitt said, we're not playing great football to start the year, but as a coach, you always have to be impressed by the way your team can handle adversity. His offense takes over at the 40-yard line. Sultan Cooper is his quarterback. Very accurate, completing nearly 75% of his passes in the first 3 games this year. A very capable runner, too. Out of the power formation, they'll actually do a direct snap to the running back. And a quick tackle by the Madison County defense that is fast but a little undersized.
That's right. Michael Mobley, right, carrying that ball.
On the stop along with Jason McDaniel.
And Daniel, that's a name you're going to hear a lot today. Boy, they just packed it inside on that one and tried to stuff it up the gut. Only got a couple of yards up. This
Only
is
3 yards as Jackson comes back. Given the play, Fitzgerald loves to run that football. Averaging more than 7 yards per carry on the season. This is Jackson, who is stuffed right as he gets to the line of scrimmage.
Wow, what a great job again. They are packed completely in, and a great response by the defense. And there is no running room thus far.
Coach Pruitt delivering a state championship to his alma mater for the first time in 73 years. There's so much pride. He said, you know what? It's so hard to get to the top. We want to stay there. We hesitated with this matchup. We have so much respect for Madison County. We want to see how we stack up against the best of the best. And before the snap can go to Sultan Cooper for the first time, pre-snap movement backs up the Purple Hurricanes 5 yards.
Tough start for Fitzgerald. Like we were talking about, they've had slow starts in 2 out of their first 3 games, and they're a team that is trying to find their way. Really, what's interesting, Sean, for the 3rd time in 3 years, their best team was supposed to be 2 years ago. They got beaten in the state championship game. Last year was not supposed to be their year, and what do? They win their first championship in 72 years, and we'll see what happens here this year.
Now on 3rd and 12, Cooper faces quick pressure but sets up the screen. Ty Solomon for a first down and more. Finally dragged down at the 36-yard line.
Tell you what, there's a huge gap in that in that secondary on that one as they went after the quarterback, and a nice little toss out to the side, a little misdirection, and look, the big linemen out there. These big old guys are the guys that are going to really make it happen.
26 yards on the reception for the stud freshman. One of so many electric athletes Fitzgerald boasts. Now the senior quarterback taking over, hands it off on a little misdirection to Drew Moore. And that's what makes this offense so dynamic. You can't prepare for just one guy.
Nope, and they keep coming at you. I like the way they use misdirection. They're coming at you from all different directions, and then you get flowing one way, the ball goes the other way. Drew Moore found decent yardage there.
9 different players for the Purple Hurricanes have 5 or more carries on the year. It's going to be a tall task for J.J. McDaniel and the rest of his defense to try and hold up this potent attack.
Ty Solomon with that big gainer on the first down play there at 88 yards in their opener. So he's a guy who can definitely break some yardage.
Hand off to DeAndre Pascal. Pushes the pile out towards the 20-yard line. Gain of 7. Move those chains again.
So after the first couple of stuffs by Madison County, Fitzgerald now moving the ball, and big chunks.
Purple Hurricanes making about the 2-hour, 15-minute car ride over to Brunswick. The first teamers actually spent the night in Brunswick. Coach Pruitt really said he wanted to treat it like a state championship game like they had last December at Turner Field in Atlanta. So the mental aspect so much more than the physical when preparing. Another new ball carrier. This time it's Tyler Williams. Madison County trying to punch out the football to no avail.
Better pursuit to the outside that time. And shorter yardage. They still almost got 5. But Madison County with a better defensive effort there.
It takes 3 different Cowboys to bring them down inside the red zone. This red zone drive brought to you by Douglas Phelps State Farm Insurance.
And jumping off sides.
Encroachment on the Cowboys.
Cowboys really trying to get on track here. 5 yards. It'll now be 2nd and 1.
You know, it's interesting to watch this. We're watching Fitzgerald come out and really pack it inside. When you see Madison County get the ball, they are going to spread things out across the entire field, 4 or 5 wide. Look at this. Everybody stacked together here for Fitzgerald on this short yardage.
Cooper comes off. The direct snap to Solomon. Puts his head down, turns those legs inside the 10-yard line. Quickly, 1st and goal. Fitzgerald to start this game.
Good early hit by Jonathan Akins of Madison County. He's a really talented linebacker headed to play football for the University of Maryland. Got the initial hit but couldn't get the ball carrier down, and it's a 1st down.
With the humidity, it's about 110 degrees on the turf right now. A flag comes in from the near sideline. This is a drive already, John, that has taken 5 minutes off the clock to start this game.
Well, nothing has gone very well for Madison County here. First, they get 2 penalties on the kickoff, give the ball to Fitzgerald on the 40, make 2 good defensive plays, but then it's been off his
handoff up the middle. The C's part for DeAndre Pascal. And the Purple Hurricanes punch it in on the opening possession.
What a great drive. And that one, again, you said it, the C's parted. They broke the big O-line, which we talked about in the pregame, is creating a lot of holes right now for that bevy of running backs.
A 65-yard drive that takes 5 minutes and 10 seconds off the clock.
He wasn't touched until he got to the goal line.
All you can hope for this offense coming into today. Already rushed for more than 700 yards in 3 games. Good snap, good hold, but this kick off the post and no good.
PAT, no good. So with 6:50 to go in the opening frame.
Just missed it right. I was watching in pregame. Kicking could be a little bit of an issue here today, but that one definitely off the upright.
But it's Pascal, 8 yards on the scamper. Already saw half a dozen different players carry it for Coach Pruitt on that drive.
Now, very impressive, and I think that's what is impressive about them. They've got a lot of guys. When you have that veteran line, you can do a lot of things, and yeah, it's great to have that great 3-star, 4-star, 5-star running back, but they're just doing it by creating holes. I mean, on that last play, the touchdown run, you're inside the 10, and the guy isn't touched until the goal line. That's a great effort by the offensive line.
Now, how does Madison County respond? A program that has won 4 of the last 5 1A state championships in Florida. 3 different return men back as they await the kick from Griffin Cox. Keeps it on the ground in the middle of the field, fielded at the 31, and diving forward at the 33 to play it safe. Still good starting field position after Xavion Bryant falls on the football.
So, is that an onside kick? Is that a squib? Is that a...
That is a business decision, I believe, John.
I don't know quite what that was, but great field position for Madison County. Now watch this. This is fun.
Now let's meet their head coach coming back to his alma mater. After Coach Coe went up to Coffee County, who will be playing after us later this afternoon. So much pride and tradition in his alma mater that has not lost a district championship since 1996. Pre-snap movement. Demetrius Brown may have jumped off sides.
Did you see there? We talked about how Fitzgerald had everything packed in, and that was sideline to sideline. Now what do we have?
Well, they said before the penalty, a timeout called by Fitzgerald with 6:49 left here in the first quarter.
So the Cowboys in Madison County, 2-0. They beat Tallahassee Godby 35-6. And then Carrollwood. Carrollwood's a great program. They went down there to Tampa, won that ball game against Carrollwood 40-33. But Tallahassee Godby is not a bad program, and they just had some huge plays in that one. So we're going to watch some offense here by Madison County, and we will watch them spread it out as they did on that first play, sideline to sideline.
And all you need to know, even though Madison County graduated 20 seniors from last year's state championship team, Max Proops has them as the number 3 team in the Big Bend this year. And number 23 in the entire state of Florida.
Not bad after losing all those folks. Year after year, great job by Bryce Harris.
Coach Harris implementing a bit of a new offense for the Cowboys. They shift things around. Brown has to retreat to the far side. First snap, Hampton looking downfield and incomplete.
That could have been intercepted. That was thrown right to Robert Brown. And the word on a young quarterback, I guess he's not so young now that he's a senior, but Jamie Hampton, great on his feet, great threat to run the ball every time. They have really spent a lot of time working with him on his throw, and that is the main objective, to improve that.
Was known more as a runner than a passer last year, racking up more than 1,000 yards on the ground. He puts Jayon Jackson in motion, flanking to the left of his quarterback. He gets the handoff on 2nd and 10, spinning out of one tackle and going down at the 36 for a gain of 4.
Jayon was split out left to start off in the slot, 5 wide on that one. That's how split they were. Jayon came back into the backfield and got the carry for about 3.
Much more manageable 3rd down, especially with a veteran quarterback. That's what they've leaned on early this year. John mentioned they beat Carrollwood Day in week 1 by a touchdown. Went down to Tampa on a Saturday afternoon, much like this game. A similar style and size team. On their opening possession, trying to convert on 3rd down, doing it by himself with his legs. A crease up the sideline. Jamie Hampton springs free and is into the end zone for a 64-yard touchdown.
What a great, did you watch the call there? They brought 3 guys, set them up from the backfield, then put them on the line, and he followed that blocking, and once he got to the outside, that is great speed. Nobody was going to catch him. Broke the 1 tackle, and we're gonna have a heck of a game here. We got somebody down in the field here.
And that's Bill Boone, an important player for the Purple Hurricanes. You know why he racked up more than 1,100 yards last year? Speed kills.
Yeah, speed kills. He's got great speed, but he is definitely down on the field and hurt. But what a run. What a beautiful run by Hampton. Kind of made up for that incomplete pass, didn't he?
Just 3 plays to march down the field. Boone gets himself up. We'll take a timeout on the field. Hydration break brought to you by Body Armor. Madison County tries to take the lead with the extra point right after this. Back in Brunswick, a quick 3-play drive that goes 68 yards down the field, 64 of them from Jamie Hampton. During the timeout, Madison County's extra point was blocked. And that's really what's been the difference in a lot of these games in the inaugural Georgia-Florida Border Classic. Like so many coaches preach, when 2 teams are even and they meet in this kind of environment, it's going to come down to that 3rd facet of the game.
Well, it's important. We've seen 2 kicks go out of bounds. We've seen 1 kick hit an upright and another kick get blocked. Those are the kind of things that decide ball games, especially with 2 talented teams like this.
Yeah, Madison County really beefing up that schedule early on this year. Now in the new division in 1A Rural out in the Tallahassee, Big Bend area. Still a challenging schedule, especially down the stretch as they get near November.
Yep, that's a great schedule right there. But off to the good start. The 2-0 start, and as you mentioned, number 23 in the state, number 1 in Class 1R. And despite the losses from a year ago from the state championship team, this is a a program to be reckoned with every year. They lost 3 guys to Allen University, college signees, another one to Kentucky Christian last year. And so it's it just keeps – they just keep coming. And great coaching, and we get that on both sides here. We have programs, not just great years.
Take a look. The champs are here now in full force. Since they made some tweaks in the middle of the season last year, they have been rolling, winning 11 straight games. How about that record since the start of this tremendous run, winning 4 of the last 5 1A championships in Florida. You know, this is what's interesting, too. A lot of challenging games at the beginning of a schedule. You don't often see that where they go down to Tampa, like we said, to play a top 50 Florida team in Carrollwood Day. Today in Brunswick against a defending state champion. Florida High, according to the Tallahassee Democrat in this week's rankings that they put out in their newspaper, the number 2 team in the Big Bend, Madison County number 3. So a lot of matchups that prepare you for this kind of football come November and hopefully into December.
Columbia seems to have a pretty good tradition for football too, at Lake City. So they just they keep coming.
All right, ready to kick off again here in Brunswick. Had a lot of rain get in the way of our first 4 games on Thursday and Friday. Hopefully it's staying away for our triple header today, but it doesn't make it any easier for these athletes. About 90 degrees, the humidity, about 10 degrees more, and then playing on a turf field.
Sometimes hotter in the stands. Folks over there, lots of umbrellas just to try to comfort themselves.
Another angled kick towards the sideline, but it's in the field of play this time. A good return by Brown as he's knocked down at the 38-yard line.
Well, last time it took 2 penalties to get the ball at the 40. This time it just took Brown to run it out there. What has Brown done for them? Well, got a pretty good return.
Check that. They'll give him the 37 to start this next drive. Fitzgerald just ran it down Madison County's throat. 65-yard drive, more than 5 minutes off the clock. That number of snaps, that time of possession going to be crucial on a hot day like today. And they start this with a run to one of their best backs, Drew Moore, with a first down carry.
Big Drew Moore. Fashion wing back, and Drew Moore gets, again, watch this offensive line go to work. These are big guys. Watch the hole. Watch him as he cuts. Yep. Wrong way there, but it was all offensive line creating the hole. He goes left, and a 10-yard gain to start this drive.
That misdirection will give anybody whiplash. We needed the umbrellas for the rain. Doesn't hurt against the sun either. Fresh set of downs from the 48 after an 11-yard carry. Williams immediately popped and dropped for a loss in the backfield. That's what's going to take multiple Cowboys getting to the football quickly.
Tony Hamilton with a nice play there, defensive back. These guys, the defensive secondary of Madison County is big time. So coming up on that play, making it actually about a 1-yard loss.
Coach Harris did say, it can't be one guy, it can't just be a D lineman or a linebacker or a lot of help from the secondary. We need a gang tackle and get to the football.
Boy.
Solomon out of the direct snap, taking it himself, breaking free.
Solomon.
The Cowboy had him around the ankles as he dives down to the 45.
I don't think
manageable 3rd and 3.
Sorry, I don't think he saw on the right end 2 receivers and 1 defensive back. That could have been a big play down the right side of the field, but the play went the other way instead.
10-yard gain to 45.
Solomon more than capable of picking up first downs by himself. The Purple Hurricanes' leading rusher sets up 3rd and short. Out of the power formation again with some help downfield. O'Shea Akins holds him up, but not before another first down. They bring it to the 35 with under 4 to play in the first.
I'll tell you what, that's tough. You get a little momentum. First, this big line creates a hole, and then all of a sudden you look up and big Christian Riggins is pushing you from behind another 5 yards. And just, boy, there is a pretty big differential in this ball game between the offensive line of Fitzgerald and the defensive line in Madison County. Madison County's going to have to figure out how to compensate for that.
Yeah, I winced just hearing on our call earlier this week with Coach Pruitt saying, yeah, our O-line returns 4 guys from last year. We average about 280 pounds there. We're really excited, and the push they give us is just another advantage for a team that's trying to win back-to-back state championships.
There you go, all the rankings, and those impressive numbers for Madison County. The 62-9, is that any good since 2017?
It is consistent, to say the least. Regrouping after the Cowboys called their first time out of the half. Now with Cam Jackson. But a fumble forced and recovered by the Cowboys. Coming up with a massive turnover. Turning things around thanks to O'Shea Akins.
That ball went popping up. Hopefully we have a replay to take a look at that. He got popped, and the ball popped, and it went right to O'Shea. Watch what happens here. Watch the hit right there. And O'Shea Akins says, wow, there's a football.
Right place, right time. It was the hit right as Jackson found a crease.
It was right behind that big wall, not even sure who did it.
Purple Hurricanes so good in their first 3 games this year by winning the turnover battle. Cough it up here to the air on first down. Another dangerous throw.
Pass is incomplete.
Boone back in the game after he was shaken up on the last snap for Madison County, which was that 64-yard touchdown.
And that has been Hampton's biggest problem this year, the overthrow. Just a little bit high for everybody.
Now this is 3rd game of the 2022 season, racking up more than 600 total yards through the air and on the ground. Only one out wide. They toss it to the outside, but nowhere to go. Fitzgerald makes the adjustment and stops this Cowboy run for just a gain of 2.
Great block out there by number 16, Sean Williams. But great interior work, and the linebackers get some great pursuit for Fitzgerald.
John Christian, one of many track stars for the Cowboys.
3rd down, 7 for the boys.
But the pursuit along the edge. A lot of white jerseys in the area before he could get a full head of steam. 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Out of the gun, quick toss to the outside, but short. Still caught by Detrez Lamar, but the sophomore couldn't get to the football in time, and that brings up 4th down.
Said, I'm not overthrowing this one. Unfortunately, went a little bit short. Once you're down, you're down. Boy, it's been a quick first quarter.
Good stop for Fitzgerald's defense after the forced fumble.
Once again, we look at the kicking game here. Kicking game has been pretty important thus far.
Demetrius Brown back to return for the Hurricanes. Johnny Nelson looks to the sideline for a moment. Clock continue to roll towards 2 minutes. These run-heavy offenses. Nice high kick. And a Cowboy bounce. Puts it out of play at the 26. Nothing Brown can do there.
Everything's gone right off of number 51's toe, but that one worked out pretty well.
Well, we mentioned the Cowboys have had a stranglehold in their region for the last few years. Meanwhile, for Fitzgerald, they've had just as dominant a run, but finally got over that hump after falling short in the state Final Four and even a few championship games in the last decade.
6 times they got to the championship game without winning it, which is amazing. And last year, they finally get that monkey off their back, and happy to go home state champions for the first time in a long time.
Handoff up the middle. This is Pascal, who has the lone Fitzgerald touchdown. Musters ahead to the 30 for a gain of 4.
Pretty good work by the inside of that defense for Madison County. And you see there was a hold, but not for long, and a great hit there.
We've seen great running backs all week here at Glenn County Stadium, but it seems to be more predictable for some teams more than others. Can't sell out because Solomon, their #1 runner. And how about this kid, Drew Moore, with another carry, but going to be shy of the sticks. We're down in 3 coming up for the Purple Hurricanes.
You know, we're talking about that 1948 state championship for Fitzgerald. I was talking to the radio guys before the game. They said not too many people left from that team. They said they're down to 2 players and 2 cheerleaders that are still around from that team that were able to watch the follow-up state championship a year ago.
Still a proud history. Pruitt, former quarterback, his dad, a former coach who he played for in the early 2000s. 2 tight-knit communities going head-to-head, and pre-snap movement from Moore along the edge.
Jacksonville audience is very, very aware of the Pruitt name. Tucker's father, Robbie Pruitt, spent quite a bit of time at University of Christian, won 4 state championships in the late 1980s and early 1990s. Went on to Union County, won 3 more state championships. Robbie Pruitt won 7 state championships in the state of Florida in the span of 10 years. Is that incredible? But Tucker was actually born in Jacksonville and then moved on, followed his dad, obviously.
Yeah, was a former university water boy with
That's
current
right.
Christian's head coach, David Penland III. When talking to both coaches earlier this week, they both shared a laugh and just talked about how small of a world this is, but how exciting it is that you dream of these opportunities and things. And, well, now Coach Penland winning 3 state championships with his alma mater. Coach Fitzgerald now has a ring himself. Sideline warning after some yelling and screaming from Pruitt. On 3rd and 8, to the air, trying to set up the screen. 1 tackle broken, but not another. Silent Davis put down in the turf in what should be the final play of the first quarter. What a stop for Madison County's defense.
No, that really was. Great pursuit there. They got, I believe that was number 15. Varian Terry made the initial hit, slowed it down, and then you watch the great pursuit. Watch. Just a missed tackle there. Actually, 23. Michael Mobley. But they got it done.
Keon Akins had a hit too. Snap comes off just in time. A high punt. Dropped to the 38. Immediately picked back up. And a punishing blow to John Christian. The Cowboys will have great starting field position to start the second quarter. A long sustained drive for the Purple Hurricanes. A 64-yard touchdown run for the Cowboys. We're off and running to start our triple header today in Brunswick. After 1, the defending state champions all knotted up at 6.
So again, if someone is not here today, let them know they can watch the game on Channel 4 WJXT out of Jacksonville. All games also being streamed live today on the new Sports Jax Plus app. So you can watch the games on any mobile device.
Alright, so the rule is
Also, of course, thank you to Josh Baker and Baker Sports for sponsoring the Under Armour Border Classic. Baker Sports, the best sporting goods dealer in Florida or Georgia. See Josh and his great team at Baker Sporting Goods.
Start of the second quarter in game 1 of 3 today. The inaugural Georgia-Florida Border Classic. Sunshine State, the Peach State, split the first 4 games. All tied up entering the second quarter here. This handoff goes to Ja'Cory Jackson, and the track star gets out to midfield on a gain of 7.
great pursuit there by the guys in white. It was, they still get a gain of 7 out of that, and it's so typical of this offense. You never know where the ball carrier is coming from. He came around from the left end.
Good old classic matchup, size versus speed today.
It really is.
The electric Jamie Hampton now splits out wide. A direct snap to the running back. And Michael Mobley pushes the pile ahead right to the line to gain. That's enough for a Cowboy first down.
Yeah, that was interesting at the last minute. Hampton left the backfield and lined up to the right. Part of 5 wide.
Fitzgerald loves to run that power formation. Madison County splitting guys out wide.
4 of them.
More up-tempo. A new wrinkle added. Coach Harris saying, yeah, I want to add my own personality. This pass complete to the outside. A good pursuit from most of that Purple Hurricanes defense. Three different tacklers on the stop, including Daniel James.
So here's the problem there. You line up 4 guys out in a little box to the right. They all take off. You throw it to the guy that's trailing, and unfortunately all 3 of the other guys are beyond the pursuers, and there was nothing to be had there to the right side.
Quick gain of 3. Madison County trying to take its first lead today on this drive. Defense just helped them by forcing a 3-and-out. Hampton with a quarterback keeper. Escapes through traffic and is pummeled down to the 29. But signal a first down and a 15-yard pickup.
Boy, is he dangerous. He is, watch him here. Design run all the way, feels his way, breaks through a little bit of hole, stiff arm, and you can see the talent. What a great job just feeling his way to a first down.
Coach Harris was honest earlier this week. He said, it seems obvious, but our team, our playoff hopes start and end with 6 red.
Yeah.
Man in motion, he'll hand it off to Tony Hamilton on first down, and he's swallowed up in the backfields.
Robert Brown with a great play there. He sniffed that out and got a little help, but he made the first hit. Watch him. Bam. He's right there. He misses the tackle and gets help from about 4 other guys. But he was the one that made that play and turned it into a loss.
The reinforcements were right behind him. Credit Calvin Tillman for the loss of 3 on that first down carry. Empty set. Hampton surveying. Looking downfield to the end zone. And broken up at the last second by Bill Boone.
I tell you what, that was the best pass of the day by Hampton. That was on the mark, and Trayvon Gilliard was absolutely in the right place. Watch on the run. Watch how good this throw is.
Put it in the perfect spot. Just a better defensive play made in the back of the end zone.
Gilliard probably would like to see that one back. The South Florida signee, he had it in his hands, and that was a perfect throw.
3rd and 13 in what you assume is 4-down territory for the Cowboys.
Offside against the offense.
Don't see that too often.
Oh, you don't.
It was Jackson right in front of his own sideline. Lined up past the neutral zone and backs him up to 3rd and 18. Tony Hamilton, the running back, next to Hampton. So most of the bodies up front for the Hurricanes defense. Another flag comes in. Looking downfield, it's incomplete, intended for Akins downfield.
Might have had a block in the back. They threw the flag right at number 3, Tony Hamilton. He was holding.
Coach Pruitt declines the penalty. A bit of a decision in no man's land, but you almost think that you're better off with a punt, potentially, just knowing how well Fitzgerald's run the ball to start this game. Yeah, the offense is staying out there. What do you think?
I don't know. I would punt the ball from the 36. Unless they've got something really special planned, you would think.
We know Hampton has the arm to pick up this first down, as he does with his legs. Trying to set up the screen on 4th and forever. He does find Ja'Cory Jackson, but he'll be well short of the 19-yard line.
Yeah.
The Cowboys turn it over on downs.
And good field position out of that, where you could have buried Fitzgerald. And, boy, 4th and 18. What's the chance of getting that? But they gave their talented quarterback a chance to do something. Called the screen, and it got about half what they needed.
Fitzgerald's veteran team comes back out there on offense. That returns 8 of the 11 starters for last year's team that has gone on a dominant run since. One of the best running teams you will find in the South Georgia area. They'll keep it on the ground to start this drive with Solomon, but he is thrown down with authority by Jalen Cooks.
Orion Livingston also right there to turn that play, and that was going nowhere.
Sullivan, part of that. Solomon, part of that running back committee.
I just got to think that the future in this game is up the middle. I think once you go wide, you play into the strength of Madison County, and they showed it right there. When you just use the big lineman, you go up the middle. That has been their success thus far.
That's what they did a lot on that 65-yard touchdown drive they had.
Absolutely. Just blow them off the line over and over again.
Solomon back to work on 2nd and 11. Gets a modest gain of 3.
You know, even on that one, Sean, you're not attacking straight. You're coming across the defense and not gaining. You're not going north and south, and it allows the pursuit by the linebackers from Madison County. So a couple plays in a row have played to the strength of Madison County.
Senior quarterback Cooper gets the instructions now back with his huddle. So they've been excited about the development for him as a quarterback, now entering his senior season. He fakes in the flat, now tosses out wide. He has Davis for a first down. A big gain out in front of the Cowboys sideline. A timely pickup of 14 on 3rd and 8.
Did you see how wide open that was? That was just, he was out there by himself. From the moment he catches the ball, the fake there, there's nobody there. And by the time Madison County can get over to cover it, they've covered the 9 yards they need for the first down.
I almost always assume if they do the pump fake in the flat, they're going to take a shot downfield. But no, it's just that wide open.
That's right.
Hand off to Boone, who's been solid defensively for the Purple Hurricanes. Upended after a quick gain.
I think Madison County's beginning to understand what they need to do defensively a little bit better. They're doing a better job against that big line. Less 8, 10, 12-yard gains and more 3 or 4-yard gains.
It's really a mirror image of their Week 1 win against Carrollwood Day, where they had to fight through a heat advisory, cramps, 1A school. They don't have big numbers. The coach here has said, taught us that we're tough. Something you can always expect from the Cowboys year in and year out.
Boy, there was a hole.
A lob downfield. It's broken up. Incomplete. Travion Gilliard getting downfield just in time.
Boy, that was a beautiful defensive play. How you play defense, here's the clinic. Watch Gilliard just with a perfect tip of the pass. That's a good pass right there, but nope. That's big time.
That replay brought to you by RV Clinics. Another 3rd down for Fitzgerald. Just past the midway point here in the 2nd quarter. And another penalty halts play.
On the offense.
This is part of what's frustrated Coach Pruitt at times, saying we're not playing great football. We've also overcome adversity at certain points in our first 3 games this year, but you want to win championships, have deep playoff runs. It's those little things that decide games.
Yeah, you don't want to create your own adversity.
Mackenzie Wilcox goes in motion. Cooper launches over the middle, and it's intercepted. It's Gilliard with another takeaway for the Cowboys defense.
Tell you what, that was just double coverage and a great defensive play. Is that 8 or 9? Might have been O'Shea Aikens. His numbers are tough to see from the front.
Good coverage downfield from Aikens. Good call there. Everybody playing as one solid unit right now for the Cowboys. Still deadlocked at 6. Midway through the second quarter here. We'll step aside for a timeout on the field. This hydration break brought to you by Body Armor. Madison County ball when we return to Brunswick.
On Duckworth Properties College Football Scoreboard again at Texas.
Deadlocked at 6. Fitzgerald with a 65-yard drive to start the game. Madison County answered with a score of its own on a 64-yard scamper from star senior Jamie Hampton. The defenses have now settled in. Out of the timeout. On 1st and 10. Hampton launches downfield. Broken up.
Tell you what, we've seen some great secondary play.
Tillman going stride for stride downfield. What you said is really the strength for each team.
Yeah, that really is just but a great defensive play. Again, a pretty good throw by Hampton, but his receiver was not open. See, I think 17 Detrez Lamar could have caught that without the great defensive play.
Bill Boone took a touchdown away in the back of the end zone on that last drive. Now on 2nd and 10 before Hampton can get his legs moving. The false start penalty creates a 2nd and 15 for Madison County.
A lot of mistakes in this game. Quite a few penalties. 2 turnovers. 2 big turnovers against Fitzgerald. Interception and a fumble. Stop drives. You got to overcome the mistakes. Both teams made a mistake on an extra point. Lots of learning stuff in the film room for the week.
So Coach Price's offense will reset again. Play it safe with a handoff up the middle. Now bouncing to the outside. Jayon Jackson finds a crease and falls forward to midfield. Really turned nothing into something there.
I thought at 2 different times that was going nowhere, and he turned it into a nice gain. It is stuffed completely. Bounces off that. Thought he was going to fall. Thought he was going to go down there, and he just kept increasing his yardage. Nice play.
Now 3rd and 4 for Madison County. Still all 3 timeouts for Coach Price Harris. His offense set to receive the second half kickoff as well. Bunched up with 1 out wide. Staying on the ground, looking for some blocks outside. He has a running lane, a big gain. Jayon Jackson does it again with a 16-yard run.
Did it completely differently that time. They have been spreading 4 or 5 wide receivers across the field, but watch, they all stack up. Here comes Jayon, some good blocking. He gets it around the corner, and a great gain and a first down.
So crucial for this kind of offense that wants to fly down the field. If your receiver blocking isn't great, your offense isn't going to really move the ball.
No, you're right. Everybody had a hand in that run.
Now they give it to the big fella on 1st and 10. J.J. McDaniel muscles forward down to the 31.
He hasn't had a lot of touch today, but when he gets the ball, he's looking for contact. He's not going to try to sprint to the outside or sprint through a hole. He's going to put his helmet on somebody and drive him back, and got a good solid 4 yards doing it there. At least 3.
It's another thing Coach Harris learned when he took over at Denellen. It was for 8 seasons before coming back to his alma mater. He's like, we really need to understand we have to cycle through guys. Can't just be one back that we rely on, one player we rely on to win football games. McDaniel goes in motion, receives the pitch like a bowling ball down the field. Blowing by defenders for another 1st down carry.
It kind of proved me wrong there. He found a hole, showed a little bit of speed, and then put the hat on. There was no stopping him at this point. Look at him.
Knocking down pins on his way towards the red zone.
Great run.
Strong drive for the Cowboys. Off an interception. Really chewing up this second quarter clock. This run goes nowhere. Stuffed right at the line of scrimmage.
I've used that play a couple of times where the quarterback actually does a 360. It's deceptive, but it hasn't worked very well thus far.
Certainly didn't fool Roderick Morgan, the junior D lineman.
It did not.
Coach Pruitt trying not to get flagged after he had a sideline warning earlier this half. Looking for another defensive stand with his defense in the shadow of their own goal line, and like some of the outside receivers went a little early.
I find it interesting that they spread out so wide that the receivers don't even join the huddle. They just go right to their spot. Moving the wrong way suddenly.
That's what doomed Madison County's last drive. They were marching towards the end zone, took a shot, broken up, and then had near 4th and 20 that they did not convert. Hampton with all day, slings it to the outside, but too tall.
Too tall again. And we talked about it. That has been what they have tried to work on the most. How do we keep you from overthrowing your receivers? And that has been almost every. I mean, he's had a couple of balls that were knocked down by the defense that were great passes, but the ones he's missed have all been high.
Not a lot in the playbook on 3rd and 15. You know, it's 2 downs to get down to the 12. Fitzgerald wants to shift things around for a key 3rd down late in the first half. Quarterback draw, Hampton. Sidesteps one defender and takes it down to the 19.
You know, he is so dangerous, and even to the naked eye there, not seeing a lot of daylight, he's still got 8, and got him in a position where they could convert here on 4th down.
Coach Pruitt has praised his offense and defense. 2 tight wins in the first 3 weeks of the season. Said whenever we've needed to make a play, we've just found a way to make the magic happen. And before a 4th down snap with 1:25 to go in the half, Fitzgerald wants to talk things over.
Well, here's the play. They stopped it last time, although 4th and 20 is a tough one to convert. This one is manageable. This is the kind of a play that turns a game. Does Madison County get a 1st down, score a touchdown, or do they get nothing? I mean, it is an all or nothing kind of play, and Fitzgerald is going to talk about it, and I'm sure Tucker's got some thoughts about it that he wants this to be that play that he described to you.
It's so funny, a lot of these coaches for this great event, the inaugural year of the Georgia-Florida Border Classic, they've said the same thing. In a lot of these matchups, they represent a lot of similarities. Like Thursday night, we had Creekside, Glen Academy. Last night, Bowles and Brunswick, even this one with two defending state champions. The coaches point out these games really do come down to that play. And when we look back on it after 3 hours, we're going to say this was the one that decided a really tight contest.
Very easily. And maybe you don't think of it at the end of the game when something else seems to decide it. But this is it. This could be the play of the game, because I bet this game's decided by less than 7 points.
Been tied at 6 all second quarter. Can Hampton make some magic happen again? Looking downfield, off the mark, and incomplete. Fitzgerald holds in the red zone.
And I tell you what, I think when we look back at that one, we're going to see Xavier Bryant drop this one.
Little low and away.
Little low and away, but as a quarterback, you want your guy to go get that one, but he was on the run, a little bit off target, and his receiver's not able to come up with it, and there you go. There's that play for Coach Pruitt that very well could be the difference in this game.
The drive after the interception stalls. Purple Hurricanes hold again, still with one timeout late in the first half.
I don't know if this is the kind of Ty Sullivan, just a direct snap that time.
Hurricanes only attempted 39 passes in their first 3 games this year. You expect them to keep it on the ground about 2/3 of their offensive snaps.
And that's too long to go to grind out a drive with 50 seconds. They're in no hurry whatsoever. And tell you what, after where Madison County was there a few minutes ago, I think Coach Pruitt will go with 2 drives that stalled in this side of the field. I think Coach Pruitt is happy with this half.
Run up the middle. Madison County stops them short of the first down. The Cowboys are set to receive the second half kickoff. But you know it's going to be a war of attrition to see who's just more fresh on a hot, sunny Saturday in Brunswick.
It is interesting that Fitzgerald was down 20-7 against Irwin County, won 28-20. And then they also rallied from down 21-7 against Northeast. So this is a second half team. So I think Coach Pruitt's happy.
What's the cliche? It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
That's right.
Through 24 minutes, the defending state champions from Florida and Georgia all tied up. A long sustained drive for one, a 64-yard run, an electric play from Jamie Hampton. Has us all tied up at 6 in the inaugural Georgia-Florida Border Classic. Welcome back to Brunswick, Georgia at Glen County Stadium, ready for the second half in this battle between reigning state champions Madison County and Fitzgerald. Each team wanting a big win early in their seasons as they once again look for deep playoff runs. We saw Fitzgerald march down the field to kick things off in the first quarter. And then how about this play? Jamie Hampton announcing himself to the audience. A 64-yard touchdown run, but then both defenses really settled in. The Cowboys had a couple of drives stall around the red zone. That's where we are right now. Even after a couple of takeaways, nothing Madison County could do. A stalemate. 6-6 as we head into the third quarter. Sean Salisbury, John Lawrence back with you. So you have about 25 minutes to talk to your team. What adjustments are you going to look for in the second half?
See, if I'm in either of those locker rooms, and I'm glad I'm not, if I'm Madison County, you gotta figure out how to take advantage of number 6. You've got to get him. He's missed a few passes, but you got to get him out. You got to get him running. I would say a little bit more. If you're on the other side with Fitzgerald, man, I'm going to pound it up the middle. I'm going to do exactly what I did on that first drive, and I'm going to make Madison County stop my big offensive linemen. Both of them, I think, got away from those things, and so it ended up being about the defenses. And a couple of big takeaways for Madison County and a couple of big stops for Fitzgerald. But a great football game. That was a great half of football. I wouldn't have guessed 6-6, would you, with all this offense?
Oh, not at all, because like we were saying, it's the size versus speed matchup, and it's kind of odd saying that about a 2A school in Fitzgerald, but we saw it, half a dozen different ball carriers in what Coach Pruitt has really praised his team, calling them a second-half bunch early on in the year. They found a way to fight through adversity. They had grinded out a couple of close wins where they trailed by more than 2 touchdowns in week 1 and 3 to start the season.
And I think that's important. We talked at the end of the first half the importance of that 4th down and 8 with Madison County within striking distance of scoring a go-ahead touchdown. They stop them, and instead we're tied 6-6. I'd have guessed more 24-24 at half than 6-6, but that's where we are. So we'll start here and see what happens.
Yeah, the adjustments made for Madison County in that first half. They give up the opening drive that, like we said, went 65 yards, but it took more than 5 minutes off the clock in the first quarter. Now Coach Pruitt settling in, 6th-year head coach, has talked about this, really hyped it up even in April, saying his team was going to treat today like a state championship game. He drove out his starters on the bus about 2.5 hours from campus last night, got them ready, said we were going to be up and at them at 8 in the morning. We're going to do a little film session, a little stretching, get our guys right, have our meal. We're going to be ready to go because 1 o'clock's an awkward start time for these 16 to 18-year-olds. When they're taken out of their rhythm, you don't know what to expect sometimes.
It's the middle of the morning, right? So,
for some.
For some. You know, against Tallahassee Godby, Madison County had busted off touchdowns of 68 and 74 yards, and I think that's what they got to look for here.
Out of bounds, Orient Livingston fields it for the Cowboys. And powers ahead near the 40-yard line, and that is where the Cowboys will take over.
Still trying to understand that kicking strategy. Maybe
34.
I don't know. I hate giving it to my opponent at the 40-yard line because I did some because they don't have a chance to recover that. But anyway,
squibbing it to keep it out of the even more dangerous returners, maybe.
I guess. But boy, 40-yard line. I'm happy. I'm happy if I'm getting the ball there from Madison County.
Even after 2 giveaways by its offense, Fitzgerald's defense has continued to remain stout, and there was movement along the far side of the line. New half, but similar mistakes to what plagued MC in the first half.
Yeah, it feels a little bit more like a first or second game with the mistakes like that, but for such good programs. But tell you what, those 5-yard penalties have really hurt Madison County.
Three backs behind Jamie Hampton.
At least to start. See where they go.
Looking more like a victory formation on their first play from scrimmage.
And there they go.
Now putting Akins and Jackson out wide. More whistles stop play, and the play clock expired.
Oh, boy. Boy, this is not how you want to start a half, is it? You get the ball at the 40-yard line, and because of 2 penalties, now you're first and 20 back at the 30.
Team that hasn't made a lot of mistakes. Also a group that has won 11 straight games entering today. Some mental mishaps and back-to-back penalties to kick off the third quarter. Hampton takes a 1st and 20 snap, looks to the outside, fires, and completes it. Gets one of those penalties back, but still 2nd down and 14 for the Cowboys.
It was a great job by Brandon Brown and also by Dwayne Westbrook. They were there. The pass was open, but the window closed quickly after a gain of about 7. That's still not a bad first down gain.
7-yard gain on the play.
Trying to find some rhythm in the passing game. Quarterback receivers really not on the same page throughout those first 24 minutes. or movement pre-snap. Handoff on 2nd and 13. Trying to bounce to the outside. Jayon Jackson runs out of room as another marker flies in.
Great pursuit. I think they're going to get him on a hold too. So trying to push the white jerseys out of the way, and for one, they didn't do it, and for two, I think you're going to get a hold, and now you're going to get backed up even more.
Bill Boone, one of a few Purple Hurricanes defenders who had the pursuit. What Coach Pruitt said, especially from his defense, dynamite comes in small packages, and we've seen Boone run east, west, north, south all over the field, and looks like they'll take 3rd and 5 from the 45.
So what was the penalty?
It was a 5-yard face mask call instead of the hold, but we saw the Madison County coaches starting to get in the face of some of their players on the outside thinking it was a hold.
Yeah, I thought so too, and so that's a big penalty.
Check it, they'll say 2nd and 5. Hampton still picks up a first down anyways, and a lot more in a foot race. They won't catch him as he leaves a trail of smoke behind. But also behind him is another penalty.
Oh my gosh.
This time it's a hold on Madison County to negate the touchdown and a 55-yard run.
Well, I told you need to get the ball back in the hands of 6 and see what happens, but don't hold. That's going to bring them back. I think the penalty occurred at about the 42, so you go back 10 yards from there, and suddenly you've got 53 yards to the end zone instead of being in the end zone. Wow. Let's see if we can see it. See it yet. Might be right there.
Yeah, it looked like it was on Robert Brown, who was thrown into the turf.
Nice tough call. So, give it to 6 again. He could break any play. That's become really clear.
2nd and 3, up the middle for Jackson. Carrying defenders down to the 43. And a gain of 10 on a first down run.
You know what we've seen, Sean, in this game is a lot of explosiveness from Madison County, but the inability to sustain the long drives. They really need these quick hits. I think that's the key. They need more quick hits like they almost just had.
Tony Hamilton, the new running back for Madison County. Hampton quickly to the outside, caught by Gilliard. Runs down to the 30-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays for MC, stringing together a little momentum following the flags.
That was a solid on-target throw by Hampton, and I don't think they've taken enough advantage of Gilliard in this game.
I tried looking for him downfield in the end zone. That was broken up, so a little curl route should be enough to get him a first down.
And that might be what's open for him. And that might be what you start looking for.
Hampton making the adjustment, too, after throwing it over the head of his receivers multiple times in the first half. Now on target here in the first few minutes of the third quarter. He'll hand it off to Hamilton. Cutting it back inside. Still keeps his legs moving. Finally stopped as it takes 4 Purple Hurricanes to blow a whistle and bring this play to an end.
Tony Hamilton, all 6 foot, 178 of him. That's not a big guy, but boy, did he do it with power. And he was stopped for about a 3-yard gain, and his legs just kept going. Watch the great effort here. This play is stopped. There's nothing there. Nothing there. And then he will drag
Roderick Morgan, big D lineman.
Roderick Morgan got dragged for 5 yards.
Only 3 down linemen. Back to Gilliard. Looking for help downfield. A block springs him loose. But an illegal block. So just as the Cowboys reach the red zone once again, they'll back them up from another penalty.
Yeah, that's Another brutal penalty against Madison County. I like what they're doing, though. I like using Gilliard more. The quick hitter passes, getting Hampton out and running the ball. I liked everything they've done on this drive except commit 4 penalties.
The latest one comes from J.J. McDaniel. But because it's 10 yards from the spot of the foul, only 2nd and 10 from the 30 now.
Yeah, that's the amazing thing. They're still in striking position here despite 4 penalties, 2 huge ones.
Still a drive that's taken off 3.5 minutes to start the 3rd quarter. Madison County still trying to take its first lead after multiple drives have stalled in this area of the field. Safely up the middle, McDaniel makes amends for his penalty. Still going inside the 10 and dropped at the 4.
Man, that's some power running right there. You know, he's got a nice combination, actually, of the quick burst speed, and then once you get a hand or an arm around him, he just carries you. Great run.
Coach Harris has called him a nice surprise early. The sophomore continues to do everything right and everything we ask on offense and defense. He's one of those new players replacing one of 20 seniors who graduated from last year's state championship team.
Boy, you excited when you see a fresh face show up like that as a sophomore.
Cowboys in the red zone, brought to you by Don Mason State Farm Insurance. Quarterback keeper, Hampton, cuts it back inside, lunges, and is in. Marching right down the field, the Cowboys offense takes their first lead today.
Think about that, Sean. They had a 52-yard penalty. They had another 10-yard penalty. They had 2 5-yard penalties, and they still converted that into a touchdown. Watch the great work here by Hampton. Nice spin move right here and just powers it in. Great job.
A true dual threat quarterback. Star senior Jamie Hampton puts his team on top. Try to get a little cheeky on a 2-point conversion. It does not succeed. So 12-6 our score, 7:34 to go. First quarter, 3rd quarter, long drives to begin the game. How does Fitzgerald try to get back on track where it really hasn't held the football for more than 2 minutes out of the last 12 of game time?
That's true. I love that drive. Besides all the mistakes, everything they did, utilizing the speed and quickness of their quarterback, and here's another run. You just got to let this guy run. Great things happen when he's got the ball in his hand, and there's another example. Touchdown. He had a 60-yard touchdown call back, but he still ends up getting the 6 in the end. I also like getting the passing game going with Gilliard, and I think all those things were great.
Caps off a 70-yard touchdown drive. Takes off the first 4 minutes and 26 seconds of the second half. Now Keani Nelson on to kick it away to the Purple Hurricanes. Good kick from the junior. Fielded around the 10. And a nice lane and a good return until Octavius Hodge puts an end to this run out at the 31. That's going to be tough. I know you mentioned you want to see more north-south, not east-west running from the Purple Hurricanes offense, but it's hard to establish a rhythm when you just haven't had that many plays in that second quarter now. You go about 35, 40 minutes since your last snap.
Gosh, look at those guys. 50, 54, 56, 61. They're all twice as big as those guys lining up on the other side. Yeah, I'd like to see them just there. They are bunched. This is the way they played that first drive. And just right up the middle.
Drew Moore.
I don't know. I'd do that 10 times in a row.
He's been effective. Only given him the ball a handful of times. Came into this game averaging about 10 yards per carry on the young season. The wingback, linebacker, even a long snapper and a punter. Moore epitomizes what this team is made of, and that is versatile football players. 8-yard gain to start this drive for the Purple Hurricanes. Direct snap to the back for a first down. And tripped up just before he could rip off a big gain. Silent Davis, another running back who's been just as productive as some of his other teammates today.
You know, you looked at those numbers that we showed you at the beginning of the game. They're all averaging 7, 8, 9, 10 yards a carry. I mean, they're all effective, but it comes down to that line, which, if I'm correct, still only has one senior, right? Once they put those young guys in last year, and now you got a bunch of juniors, they're going to be around for a while.
He started 3 sophomores last year. Try to set a running lane for Boone. Breaks a tackle out past midfield. The Purple Hurricanes come out in the third quarter, pounding the rock and finding success with a solid run on first down.
Yeah, I like Boone. He's got a great, look at the quick burst. Direct snap, and off he goes. He didn't even need his line, did he? That's just all on him.
Coach Pruitt says it's nice to have 8 of our 11 starters on offense back after we had to replace 9 of them from that 2020 team. Stopped at the line, but a second effort enough to move the chains again. Just past the midway point of the third quarter. The sun beating down on each of our 2 teams with state championship aspirations yet again. But it's the Purple Hurricanes who got over that hump after a 73-year drought last year. They're showing they're just as capable and up to the task again in 2022.
All right, Tyler Solomon with a nice carry there. Just never gave up until he got the first down. I love this drive. I love the approach that Coach Pruitt's taken here just to get back to his game.
4 different ball carriers on this drive. Right up the middle, through the teeth of the defense. Davis works his way into the second level. And inch by inch, they're trying to match that touchdown scored by Madison County.
I don't know how you stop this. I just don't know if Madison County has the size. Now they go hurry up.
Davis runs it out of power again. Following his offensive line that averages 280 pounds up front. A first down again, this time to the 32. Running back by committee, the name of the game for Coach Tucker Pruitt. Not easy for a 218 to have that much talent. You want to cycle as many guys as he can so they're fresh. They're on their feet by the time it's the fourth quarter. We'll step aside here with 4:50 left in the third quarter. Fitzgerald driving, trailing 12-6. Fitzgerald driving, trying to answer the touchdown scored by Madison County to open the third quarter. A great back and forth affair so far, but really starting to ramp up in that intensity. Both teams coming out of the locker room. Madison County, its defense really held apart from that opening drive in the first quarter. That went 65 yards for Fitzgerald. But now on their heels, trying to use their size advantage. They keep it on the ground again as they have for this entire drive. Tyler Williams put down quickly at the 29. Their shortest gain of the drive at 3 yards.
That's right. No, I love this approach. I've loved what both teams have done here in the second half. They've gone back to what they do best, and they're getting results.
Coach Pruitt hasn't bothered to put his quarterback, Sultan Cooper, out there just yet.
Yeah, how interesting is that?
Now with Solomon, evades one defender. Spinning and falling forward as Madison County believes it punched the football out. Ruled down before that happened.
Yeah. And that has been the bugaboo this afternoon for Fitzgerald. They've given up the ball twice, once on a fumble, once on an interception. They need to keep their hands on the ball, but this approach is winning football for them.
They know what's coming on 3rd and 2. Only question is, can the Cowboys defense stop this Purple Hurricanes offense? Back to Moore. And a first down as he trips up at the 15. In the red zone again, presented by Don Mason State Farm Insurance. A methodical, tough, gritty drive for the Hurricanes.
And a misdirection there again, which that was something else that worked very well for them in the first quarter. Everything about this drive is spot on, and I don't think Madison County has an answer without a mistake.
Up the middle yet again, Davis dives for a gain of 3.
When we've talked about the small plays, the special teams plays that could decide a game, we may be looking at another one of those coming up here in a minute to potentially put Fitzgerald ahead if they get this in the end zone.
Fitzgerald already owns 2 comeback wins this year of more than 14 points. Bill Boone in the backfield receives the direct snap. Hesitates for a moment, trying to get to the outside, but quickly put down as a flag comes in on the tackle from John Christian.
Yeah, great move by John Christian to get in position to do that. That looked like that had an opening, and Christian closed it quickly.
Madison County going to be called for a face mask on this play.
Let's see where that happened. Might have been right there.
It looked like it was Christian, rather Michael Mobley.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Michael Mobley got a hand on the face mask. They are set up middle of the field.
At half the distance to the goal. From the 5. Late third quarter already. Trying to punch it in. Davis. Held up by 3 different Cowboys. Leading the way, once again, J.J. McDaniel.
Late flag. There's a helmet off, which is a penalty. And he took his helmet off again. Hopefully they don't.
Really starting to see the intensity ramp up, and a mental mistake made by Varian Terry. That's a good moment for Coach Harris to just pull him aside and cool things off.
That's too bad. That was a great stop on first down. I was about to say, here we are again, like at the end of the first half. This is a telltale moment, but now on the opposite side. But now they got a first down, the second goal from the 2.
Boone up the middle and into the end zone. The Purple Hurricanes answer. The ground and pound works to perfection. And now try to retake the lead on this PAT try. Just like Madison County did on the other end of the field in the third quarter. That formation where you try to look for a mismatch, potentially try to run it in for 2. Instead, they give the football to Eric Trejo. It's the first time, does not miss the second. New ball game, 13-12 with 1:57 left in the third quarter. We're seeing a prize fight between 2 heavyweights. Right as one delivers a blow, the other comes right back with an uppercut.
With the littlest guy on the field getting it into the end zone.
Coach Pruitt said dynamite comes in small packages. That's the only way I can think to describe Bill Boone.
That was an A+. That drive was an A+. And I don't think Madison County has an answer for that kind of drive. And now it's like, okay, now what do you got, Madison County? Because now they've got to match it. And they've got to go back to their strength. This is kind of what I expected the whole game. The back and forth of these different offenses, talented offenses.
Griffin Cox to kick off for the Purple Hurricanes, now leading 13-12. Squibbed and picked up at the 30. To the outside, Bryant. A good gain past his own 40-yard line. Right around where they started their first drive this quarter. But important to note out those 2 pre-snap penalties backed up Madison County to the 30. But a good 70-yard touchdown drive. What can they take from that last drive to this one?
Well, I think you have to rely a little bit more on number 6. I think you got to throw the ball a little bit more. Gilliard's a great target. Make sure you're taking advantage of him, and make sure you're taking advantage of the legs of Hampton. Those are the things I saw that were most effective. And keep moving people around.
Hampton gives it up on 1st and 10. A nice crease to run. Out past midfield and a 10-yard gain to start this drive. Jayon Jackson proven to be electric in spots today.
Dwayne Westbrook finally corrals him, but not after a first down run into enemy territory.
They move the chains in a ball game that feels like it might just come down to who has the football last.
That's right.
Coach Harris taking over at his alma mater this year. This is his favorite thing about these kids. They are just so tough. On and off the field. They are so committed. And committed to the run in this half. A flag flies in from the back judge. Jackson picks up 8 on this next carry. But will it come back? We have our answer from referee Mike Ketchum.
Boy, it makes these drives so much harder, having to overcome mistake after mistake. Now they lose another 10 yards.
Already a dozen penalties for Madison County today. That's their 5th of the half.
Yeah. That has really made things hard. Although they overcame it pretty nicely last drive, but it's hurt them in other drives.
1st and 18 now.
Check. Get ready for 7 Nation Army short. 7 Nation Army short. Get ready.
Little reverse for the Cowboys. Along the edge of valiant efforts. John Christian took a punishing hit in front of his own sideline to get that penalty yardage back.
Yeah, now you're back. Now you're back within achievable distances. That's a nice run by Christian. Look at the stiff arm, and then just powering through 2 different attempted tackles for a nice gain of about 9.
37 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. That 12-6 lead didn't last long.
Let's see if the 13-12 lead lasts very long.
This explosive offense, plenty capable to turn things around. And now, with the play clock winding down, Madison County forced to use its first time out of the half.
I think that's didn't they call one on defense too?
That was towards the end of the first half there. No, you are right. No.
Yeah, they got 1 timeout left, so that's their second of that. That could be important as we head to the 4th quarter. They only have 1 timeout left.
Like you said, a game that feels like who's going to have the football last is going to be the victor in this big-time battle. If I'm mistaken, with 1 timeout remaining for Madison County. And again, it's some of that pre-snap difficulty they've had shifting guys around, whether it being a illegal shift or a false start or the play clock winding down. Can't seem to get out of their own way sometimes.
Yeah, I love all the motion. I love that kind of offense, that wide open. You don't know who's coming from where, but you have to be really efficient when you do that, and you can't stumble and cause the mistakes yourself.
2nd and 10, Cowboys.
Keep
Now alone Hampton with 5 receivers downfield, takes a shot and intercepted on the tip drill. The Purple Hurricanes running it back with Demetrius Brown. Finally edged out at the 24-yard line. What a 180 for this Purple Hurricanes defense.
That was amazing. You know, he had great time to throw that. He had a guy open. And again, he overthrew it. Look at the great protection. All the time. He's got, boy, can we see that? Can we see that replay again? They did not cover. Look at number 11. He missed the wide open touchdown. Threw it into coverage. Now, he was open, but it was high. And he only got one hand on it. But John Christian was running free for a touchdown if he'd have just seen him down the right side.
On first down, a broken tackle at the line of scrimmage. Tyler Williams evading defenders. And it takes a Cowboy to bring him down. O'Shea Aikens prevents an even bigger gain, but now first and goal in the red zone as we head to the fourth quarter in Brunswick.
Look at that bench over there. Boy, did this thing turn in a hurry.
Fitzgerald seizes momentum with a long, methodical touchdown drive and 8 yards away from punching it in as we end the third. Still gearing up for a big-time finish in the first of 3 games today in our triple header. You don't want to miss any of the action. The fourth quarter comes next in the Georgia-Florida Border Classic.
Coming into this one, the series score was Florida 2, Georgia 2, with 3 games remaining.
Start of the fourth quarter in Brunswick. Fitzgerald off its first takeaway today. Started this drive at the 24-yard line of the Cowboys. And after one play, have first and goal in the red zone. Brought to you by Don Mason, State Farm Insurance. A great back and forth battle so far today between 2 reigning state champions in the Sunshine and Peach States. They'll give it to Silent Davis up the middle and met by multiple Cowboys for a gain of maybe 1.
Varian Terry and Jordan Wilson snuffed that out. This is a big stand here for Madison County. They just got the left hook, and they are hanging on here and trying to do something to stop this drive. But that was a great first start right there.
Fitzgerald hasn't even needed a quarterback this second half.
How crazy is that?
It's just been a lot of direct snap and follow that big O-line that averages 280 pounds. But another hit at the line of scrimmage. And still going. Somehow, some way, Tyler Williams punches it in.
I looked down. Varian Terry made a great stop once again in the backfield. I thought the play was over. Wow.
Who wants it more? That's what it comes down to when you have the best of the best on this field.
Varian Terry's got him right there. And he just wouldn't give up. Wow. What a great job by Tyler Williams.
A grown man run to extend the lead. An important extra point here. Up and through from Trejo. Still a one-possession game as we take a look at this touchdown run again presented by RV Clinics. It just feels like more after Madison County was driving and then threw that interception.
Yeah, I agree. I still don't know how he kept his balance and found his way to the end zone. I thought Varian Terry had him wrapped up. Now it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 6, and instead they get their touchdown, and it is still a one-possession game. That makes this very interesting.
Now Fitzgerald trailed earlier this half, but not for long. And you go down 12-6, you think Coach Pruitt looks and goes, we have them right where we want them.
You know, there's a psychology to what they have gone through coming back from 2 double-digit deficits. This is a team that's not phased, and he's reminding them the whole time, you're behind, and that's fine. You just keep playing. You're a second-half team. That's a great, solid psychology that makes you strong.
This one's still far from over despite the momentum shift. Trouble. And Wisely falling on the football. No return this time for Bryant. A good starting field position at the 35 for the Cowboys. Trying to reset after the first giveaway of the day.
Okay, now we see what the boys in, I don't know, what do you call that? Purple? Maroon?
Oh, that's definitely red.
Red, man. I'm going with burgundy too. That's yeah. That's not red. Is it? My eyes are bad if that's red.
No matter what you prefer, it's 20-12. First minute of the fourth quarter. Hampton trying to shake off that interception and throws a dart on the outside. And a quick gain for Akins.
I mean, you think about the speed they have on the outside. We've not seen either one of the Akins guys do much of anything here today. They have got to involve them. They need to get the ball in the hands of those playmakers and with the legs of their quarterback.
As Coach Harris says, his team starts and ends with 6. As his whole team rallies around him. That is our leader, trying to mount the comeback.
Run around the left end coming. Yep. They fooled him.
Before he can start, the play stops. And another pre-snap penalty.
There are going to be a lot of teaching moments in the film room. So you erase the gain you had. Make it a little bit harder.
Even though this feels like a state championship type game, it's only game 3 of the year for the Cowboys. But
yeah.
You know Coach Harris isn't going to make any excuses at the end of the day.
11 game winning streak on the line.
Time to lock in on the road. Good run. Hampton doing it by himself again as he's tackled out of bounds by Brown. 18 yards from the star senior.
Can't do that enough. You can't do it every play, but I tell you what, I'm going back to that over and over again.
The dual threat quarterback. Coach Harris said learned his new playbook almost overnight after the former Cowboy as a player and assistant coach took over earlier this spring. Hampton fires to the far side. And there's Akins, just who you were looking for on a first down pickup.
This is the way to success. Now he's got to execute. He's got to make the passes. That one was almost high, too high. But Akins able to bring it down. But this is the way to victory for Madison County.
A 14-yard catch and run. Madison County in business, only trailing by 8.
Now you have to not step on your own feet again.
Hampton keeps. The first tackler drags him down. He's been elusive all day, but Drew Moore put an end to any other highlight reel run for now.
Still got 4, but yeah, no highlight reel.
Hampton with more than 1,700 total yards last year as a junior starter.
Is that good?
It's effective. Always keeping the defense guessing. Slings it out wide. This is Jonathan Akins. The Maryland commits. appears at first glance to have enough for the first down, and referee Mike Ketchum signals for it.
Like this drive.
6 to the 24. 6 move again, 1st and 10.
It's almost like they're listening to me.
They'd be wise to do so.
They're a lot smarter than I am, but I think they saw the same things that we saw after the first half.
This time a handoff for Akins. Weaving around the white shirts and tackled after just a gain of 1.
That's a big hit, wasn't it? Daniel James in the middle of that one with a big hit.
That was one of the areas of concern for Fitzgerald's coaches this week. They said, how can we match the speed? Sure, we have a size advantage, but when we're on defense, we're a little nervous in how we're going to pursue and make sure they don't get that edge and turn up the sideline.
Which they've been doing on this drive. That was the first sign of life by the guys in white.
Check that. They'll give him 2 on the carry. On the ground again. A good hit and a good run for J.J. McDaniel. All 220 pounds of him.
I love how he just looks. Watch him look for the contact here. Watch him. Okay, you ready? You ready? Here I come. Usually the defense makes the hit. Not when he's running the ball.
Clock stops for an official timeout with 8:35 remaining. In the red zone again. Can Madison County find a way to score another touchdown in the waning minutes of this one?
This is real 4-down territory when it's 3rd and 3. Now you are in realistic. 2 times they didn't get a 4th down in the first half, but here they've got 2 shots at this, and I like their chances.
Almost seems like everybody in the building knows where the football is going.
No.
But you tell me, do you put it in the hands of Hampton right here?
I think so. I think you do. I don't think I'd risk a throw. I think you want to keep it on the ground. I don't know. I don't mind the idea of 27 getting the ball here either.
J.J. McDaniel to the left of his quarterback. Jonathan Akins behind him. Now the 2 swap spots on 3rd and 3. McDaniel has the first down.
And they messed that one up too. And he's still, I like that kid. Can you believe that is a sophomore? Boing.
Guy who has blown any and every expectation coming into this year.
He's a horse. He is an absolute horse. Now I like 6.
In the red zone, brought to you by Don Mason State Farm Insurance. What a bounce back drive for the Cowboys. Can they finish it off? Here's Akins on a short carry as he's swarmed by the entire Purple Hurricanes defense.
Okay, we are back to that thing we talked about at the end of the first half. Tucker Pruitt talking about how his team just somehow seems to make that play. Can they make that play now?
They've had gritty drives on offense to win 2 of their first 3 games here in August and September. Can the defense find a way to maintain the lead? Hampton up the middle, breaks 1 tackle but not another. Short of a touchdown by 3 yards. And a first down by 2.
How good a football game is this? This is what high school football at a high level is all about. Even with the mistakes, both teams, the turnovers in the first half by Fitzgerald, the penalties by Madison County, but the talent in this ball game on both sides of the ball is such a pleasure to watch.
That's why the coaches were calling it a state championship game in September.
Yep. Oh, my goodness.
Bad snap.
Oh, my goodness.
Hampton wasn't ready for it. Neither was the rest of the offensive line. A crucial mistake back to the 18-yard line.
Wow. Now what do you do? Assuming they don't have a kicking game that they would feel comfortable to kick a 35-yard field goal, which would give them the lead. No, it wouldn't. I'm sorry. Which would get them within 5 and within a touchdown. Wow, was that... They had 2 plays to get 2 yards.
And now 4th and 17. And it's Fitzgerald who calls time. Wow. There's only 1 second on the play clock before that snap.
Boy, what a...
We step aside midway through the 4th quarter in Brunswick. Madison County, a crucial 4th down coming up next. Fourth and 17 after a bad snap. Just before it seemed like the Cowboys had seized momentum. But an interception right around this part of the field that was returned all the way back to the opposite 24. Fitzgerald added to its then 1-point lead, and now trying to get a stop in the red zone yet again. Fitzgerald's know where the ball has to go. And on the snap, another flag and false start.
So the only advantage I see here in the timeout by Fitzgerald, it did give Madison County a chance to set up whatever it is that they were about to do. Now it's going to be even more of a prayer, but at least they had ample time to set up just the right play.
What can you draw up here? With time, a lob to the end zone. And picked off.
Just across the goal line.
In the end zone, so it'll come out to the 20-yard line once again. It's Demetrius Brown coming up with play after play for the Fitzgerald defense.
You know, that wasn't a bad throw. O'Shea Aikens was there and had a chance at that ball. It was a better play by the defense. That's not a bad ball. That's a 50-50.
And he beat out Travion Gilliard.
Oh, was it 9? I thought it was 8. Okay, yeah. It was, but it was just a 50-50 ball. 1.
8, 9, 88, 89. Doesn't matter. He was going to win that battle no matter who was downfield with him. Only 1 timeout left for the Cowboys. Solomon rumbles ahead for a 9-yard gain on first down. Really feel like 2 first downs can really put this one on ice.
It's all about Madison County being able to put a stop. We're not. This isn't about rumbling 6, 7, 8 yards at a time. The game will be over before you know it. They have got to get a stop soon. I'm with you. Maybe one first down, but they have got to lock down.
2 programs in the pantheon of their respective states. It has been a slugfest throughout the first 43 minutes. Can the Cowboys defense make another play? They can't here on a first down carry. Jackson jumps across the 30 for a 4-yard pickup. That's the toughness. Those are those little things coaches talk about, but you'd rather commit the 15 penalties if you're Madison County today instead of December in a state championship game.
That's for sure. And this is going to be a huge learning experience for Madison County. You can tell with their weapons they can beat a lot of people, but you cannot play mistake football the way they have today.
Each team's had plenty of mistakes. It's been Fitzgerald getting stronger as this game grows late. On the ground, Davis with a great lane up the middle. to the 43. It's another first down for Fitzgerald.
What a dominant second half by this offense of Fitzgerald. They talk about ground and pound. I mean, they are just absolutely blowing Madison County off the line and letting whoever has the ball find their way for 7 or 8 or 9.
That last carry just short by the nose of the football. It's sitting shy of the 43, so inches to go. I feel like Fitzgerald likes that, but with the play clock winding down, Coach Pruitt has to call his second timeout. Now, this goes back to kind of what you were saying, Coach Pruitt, who came from schools like Coffee County, 6A. Much different ball game than 1A, 2A football. Like these two programs are involved with their classes in Florida and Georgia. He said it really took me a minute to learn. I went 4-7 my first year because of that lack of understanding. Oh, I have half a dozen or more guys that are playing offense and defense for me.
Yeah.
They were dead by the third and fourth quarters, and he had to learn that adjustment. He took it on the shoulder, and he said, you know what, that was my mistake. I didn't put my guys in spots to succeed, but we started learning and figuring out what can we do? How can we be unique in our own style? Well, we're seeing it here, and it's no mistake why they're getting stronger later in this game.
And they're not making mistakes. They're not making the mistakes that will cost them. They made a couple of them in the first half. It was kind of a fluke fumble and then one bad pass. That stopped 2 drives. But, you know, once they came out in the second half, you knew they were going to be strong, and they've been strong the entire half.
Implementing nutrition and conditioning programs. So it's made us tougher and really questioned our ability. How bad do you really want to win state championships? Under center, Bill Boone still going ahead, but they'll mark him down at the 46.
Well, one more first down, and I think we're all finished.
The big boys up front, Levon Simmons, big 56 in white. One of the 2 starters last year that emerged midway through the year. Fitzgerald was shut out in week 5, and his coaching staff was honest when talking to us this week, said we had to go back to the drawing board. We had to sit 2 upperclassmen in favor of sophomores. That can be tough, but after struggling to start that year, a team that we really didn't expect to make a deep playoff run, well, they avenged a loss to Thomasville from the regular season. Took them down 21-7 at Turner Field for the school's first state championship since 1948. Davis carries for 2 on first down.
It's a good stop by Madison County. Boy, is it important now that they only have 1 timeout? Somehow that always comes back to bite you. Somehow it does.
More first down should do it.
Might be thinking about a timeout after this play if they can make a defensive play here. Or he may hold it till 3rd down.
Even despite some of the struggles early, Fitzgerald has made the adjustments and worked their way to an 8-point advantage.
There you go. All right, they've made a couple of plays. See if they call timeout.
Pascal down to the 48.
They'll let it go down one more time. They got to make one more play. They'll call a timeout and have. Tell you what, if there's a team with big strikeability, this would be it. So let's see what they can do here. They got to make one more stop. Best 2 stops of the half, the last 2 plays by Madison County.
And they get it done one more time on 3rd and 5. They shift around to the far side. Williams has the edge. Still on his feet, but stepped out of bounds before he could rip off another impressive run.
And there you have it.
Clock stops with 1:24 remaining. But we should see the victory formation after this key run yet again. Just coming up with play after play in tight spots.
Boy, they have churned out the yardage in the second half. A little bit at a time. Correct me if I'm wrong, they haven't thrown a pass in the entire half.
I don't know if we've seen quarterback Sultan Cooper the entire second half.
You know what? I'm not sure we have. Maybe the first play or two. I think you're absolutely right.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
What an interesting strategy that has been a winning formula. See, did they call the timeout or did they just let it go?
Now we see Cooper out there taking the knee with a 20-12 lead. Madison County took a lead near the midway point of that third quarter. Fitzgerald answered with a touchdown and then had one more score. Don't forget, this is just our first of 3 games today. If you thought this was fun, there's plenty more of the best on this field later today. Coffee County and St. Augustine duel next. There'll be about a 35-minute intermission between games. One more matchup for you, as it looks like Georgia is about to take a 3-2 advantage after our 5th game in the inaugural Georgia-Florida Border Classic.
3 plays of the half. Interception when he had a guy wide open for a touchdown running free. So that turns it around. It flips the field. Fitzgerald's able to score. 3rd and 2 from the 3. They hike the ball wide and lose 15 yards. And then right there, they had a 3rd and 8. 3rd and 7. They had to make the play, and it didn't happen.
You know, Madison County and first-year coach Bryce Harris is so proud of this group already. Says they're tough. That's just what Madison County breeds. And, you know, winning 4 state championships in 5 years, nothing to scoff at. He said what our kids are most proud of right now is the fact that they've turned our school around. And in the classroom have made us a B school. And they beam with so much pride every day. And when they heard the news, something that made them jump around more than winning a trophy. And that's part of it. This coaching staff, this school, that area, trying to build them for success later in life. They might come up short today, but an impressive battle in our first of 3 games today. Fitzgerald with timely plays on offense and defense hang on for a 20-12 victory over the Madison County Cowboys.
That was impressive. These guys are going to win a lot of games. Both these teams are going to win a lot of games this year. I think Madison County is going to be just fine. They're going to have a tough film session this week. But boy, hats off to them. But really, kudos to Fitzgerald and Coach Pruitt.
So hard fought between the reigning state champions. Fitzgerald proving it's up to the task to stay at the top. Take a look at our play of the game on the tip drill. Demetrius Brown, look what I found. Had this interception run all the way back to the 24-yard line that set up a Fitzgerald touchdown. And then this on 4th down. Slamming the door at any chance of a comeback by Madison County. Like we said, it was that play that was going to be the difference today.
Yep, that was the turnaround, and it, like I said, it flipped the field, it flipped everything. Madison County's about to score, and instead we go the other way.
What a way to kick off our triple header on this sunny Saturday in Brunswick. The Fitzgerald Purple Hurricanes, with a late, gritty effort, find a way to get their 4th win of the season. Madison County drops to 2-1 on the year. Don't go anywhere. Still 2 more games to come. For my partner, John Lawrence, I'm Sean Salisbury, signing off from Brunswick.